Good morning to you wherever you're at in the world. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this bad boy, because that's how you can see me better. Oh, we are live. We're live in the world. Today we're talking about how to reprogram your mind, because that's an important piece. So let's rock and roll. Today's a good day. I don't know where you're at in the world, but it's Monday. Hello to you. How do you reprogram your mind? How do you do that? Like it's kind of a need for a lot of us, because we always have these minds that are running nonstop all day, doing a whole bunch of craziness. Sometimes we're in line with our ideas, sometimes we're not in line with our ideas. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to accomplish something cool, you got to reprogram that mind of yours. And it's it's not an easy thing. It's really not. And to be honest, it starts with a simple task. Good morning to you guys wherever you're at in the world. The simple task of reprogramming your mind, I say simple, which is actually pretty hard, is first you have to program internally, like program your brain. Sounds odd, but think about how this happens. It's always a matter of action, right? It's not passive. It's not accidental. I always talk to people, good morning, how you doing? I always talk to people about how you reprogram your mind in a sense of reprogramming first your actions. It starts there. It's a trickle-down effect, but think about this. You've got to have a plan in place. And a lot of people, they want to go into the world and say, I want to do something different, be something different. I want to be happy. I want to be more joyful. I want to accomplish more things. I want to make more money. I want to have a better relationship. I want to be happier. I want to be all these things. But I got to reprogram how I think. Because how you think is what becomes what you do and who you are in time. It's a very interesting dynamic, and a lot of people don't realize this. You can't haphazardly go out into the world. A lot of people don't realize you can't bake an amazing cake on accident. Take some practice, take some time, take some thought, right? So think about how you have this amazing cake you're gonna bake. What you do usually have is you have a recipe, right? And the recipe was not created from scratch. Usually it's like, hey, someone in the past has already done this thing, right? They've already made a cake. They gave me the recipe. They gave me the instructions. They told me what kind of, vanilla to buy, what kind of flour to get, how to sift that flour, how to mix it, when to put the eggs in, what temperature, whatever. They taught you a recipe. And this happens. We get these things from books that we read. I got books over here. You read a bunch of books. You do a bunch of stuff. You take all this information and you go, okay, great, I got a recipe. Good morning from Canada, or from California to Canada. Angela, good morning. Christina, souza. The idea is a lot of us want to go out and we want to make this amazing cake. We don't actually think about, well, how do we create this recipe for life? How do we create this mentality, this program we want? Because if you think about how you bake a cake, well, again, you don't do it by accident. You take some insight from other people. And then what happens is now you have to actionably do things. Because here's when it comes to reprogramming your mind, it comes from actions. Period. What you do, not what you think you want to do, not what you hope will take place. It comes from actions that you actually do in time, over time, consistently. They're reprogrammed. But here's the unique thing. A lot of those big moments, those big changes, those big programming moments, a lot of those happen in time frames and situations that create tension. It's a little difficult, it's a little scary. I don't know if I want to do that. This is something that you don't really feel normalized to. It's in those moments you actually stretch a little bit. You actually can program the mind. But again, these don't happen by accident. A lot of people assume that if I just go into my daily life and I do what I daily do, somehow I can find a way to program my mind. And it doesn't work that way. You have to actually have some forethought, plan it in advance. I got a planner, and this bad boy goes with me everywhere. If anybody's ever near me, you'll see this thing very close to me. If I ever lost it, I might cry. I'm not even kidding. But I have a very specific structure and program for how I live my life. And I sit down and I plan out what's got to be done. And when it takes place, as you plan out what's got to be done that day, when it might take place, and who I'm going to talk to, it creates those moments on purpose, that are going to stretch me. That'll make it a little more difficult. That might scare you a little bit. That might a little bit of anxiety come into play, right? But until I do that, I can't reprogram my brain in that moment to say, all right, Ant, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be long. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot going on at the same time. But look, lean into it, Ant. Push a little bit more. Drive in. I can program the mind because I've given it something to actually work with. And you can't go into your life with nothing in place, hoping that all of a sudden it just works out. Or I'm going to work real hard. My brother's in the military. And he told me this one thing that I love, and he says, we do not rise to the occasion. We fall to our training. And I didn't make this up. I'm not going to go ahead and take credit for this statement, but I love the statement. He says, we do not rise to the occasion. Nobody rises to the occasion. You fall back to your training. You fall back to what you've done a million times. Whatever you've done over and over and over, it starts to reprogram how you operate. Therefore, when you get to those moments of high tension, high anxiety, high stress, you don't rise all of a sudden and show up in ways you never, ever, ever did before. You fall back to what you've consistently done, good or bad. So when you don't have a consistent process in place, you can't reprogram your mind, because what you're doing is going off the old programming, hoping of a different outcome. And we all know what that sounds like, right? It's that whole concept of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result is insanity. And it really is crazy. If you think about it, trying to get something new from the same old things, how do you expect to have something new? Why would you have a better life doing the exact same things you've already been doing that's landed you in this life, in this situation, in this job, in this career, in this relationship? What's different? If nothing's changed, why would anything change, right? So if you want to get to the moments of having something different, something better, something nuanced, you actually have to go in and say, okay, where can I step in and adjust the consistency of what I do? Where can I put myself into positions to force myself to reprogram, right? This takes forethought. It takes focus. And a couple levels are, one, you got to go and find other people that can tell you how to do this. Find someone that knows how to make that recipe for an amazing cake. Find a baker who's already done a great mindset work, that already understands what they're trying to create, who they want to be, how they've done that work. When you find that person, figure out what they did, and then do that thing to begin with, typically. And you'll start finding out, just like a real baker, you can say, you know, I like that person's recipe, but I'm gonna put a pinch more salt, a little bit more sugar. I'm gonna add some strawberries to it. I like this much cream cheese for my cream cheese frosting. Whatever it is, once you've made the cake a couple times, now you can go back and go, okay, these are the tweaks, adjustments I'm gonna make for me, right? I can then start to shift and modify and program things a little bit differently. But if you don't have anybody guiding you, you don't take any steps towards actually creating something new, nothing's gonna change. I'm telling you, I keep saying this over and over again. In the space you're in and what it is you're doing, I highly recommend you comprehend that it is a necessity to reprogram your mind. If you don't reprogram how you think, which means how you see things, how you engage with people, what actions you take, what habits you break, what habits you start. If you don't tactically think about this, so what happens is you keep running the same programming day after day after day, and you get to the back end of a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, a lifetime, and nothing's changed. It's the same thing straight through. And if you want to have something different, it's a matter of going in and saying, the way that my life changes is by reprogramming how I see things. Because there's something that might pass you by. There literally may be a moment of something that passes you by, and in your head, you're like, oh, it's just something. It's no big deal, right? But somebody else sees an opportunity, sees a situation that they didn't expect to be a situation. They see a problem, they see an opportunity, they see all these different great things. But it's a matter of how I program my brain to see that, how I program my brain to attack a situation, how I program my brain to solve a problem, how I program my brain to work towards things other people quit on, right? It's a matter of the ones who live a different life. It's a matter of simply reprogramming how they see the world, how their mind works. And if you can see that that's the strength of a lot of human beings that are successful, they didn't have different problems, they're the same problems. They're not special humans. They're the same humans. They still walk around, they bleed, they think, they wake, they sleep, all the same things. What they're doing is their mind's been programmed just a little bit differently for how they do things. I mean, in my world, I call it identity, but really it's a matter of programming your mind. And if you think about how this can be so beneficial for you, man, that's the game changer for you. It's not the information you're trying to consume all day long, the books you want to read, the training and stuff. It's not really that. If you want to be more productive, you want to be able to finish a to-do list every single day and have more hours to spend with your family while making more progress, not being stressed out. If you want to have more notoriety, have more people know who you are without it, driving you crazy to get there. If you actually want to be able to quit a job you don't like doing and actually live your life doing something you love to do, it's not just the information. It's who you are with that information, and it's how you apply it based on how you programmed your mind to apply things. Whether you jump off that cliff or you stay safe and you stay calm and stay in this good serene space, but you still keep living that same mediocre space of life. It's a matter of reprogramming. The way that you do it is first find somebody who's already led that path and gone down that route. Ask them questions. Hey, what'd you do? How would you handle this? What would you do differently than what I'm doing? Where do you see me be able to expand? Ask them, find out. And then you can apply what they tell you to do. And then what you do is while you're doing this, start looking and saying, what would I tweak? What would I adjust? What would I do differently? What would be new that I could try out? What would be specific and individualized to you? Because when you can find that space of individualization, what can be unique to you, now you can start crafting things a little bit better. Things can be a little bit more unique to you specifically. And that's a sweet spot. Because when you find that sweet spot, you do those things, I'm telling you, all of a sudden the world starts to turn around and you wake up one day and you look back at your life and go, I don't know when, and I have no specific ideas of how, but all of a sudden my life is crazy amazing. That's what honestly it's in. It's not anything more than that. It's a daily process of doing so. It's not going to be one big bang and your life changes. Like that's the lottery. To be totally honest, not many people win the lottery. You're more likely to get eaten by a shark than you are to actually win the lottery. I think it's like 50 times more likely to get eaten by a shark than you are to win the lottery. I mean, think about that, right? So the idea is it's not going to be this one bang thing happens. It's a matter of over the days, over time, over the months, you start shifting how you see things, shifting your mentality, your perspective, the conversations you have, the people you get around that force you to think a little bit bigger, and you reprogram that mind. And when you do so, now you start seeing your world change a little bit outside of you. And that's honestly what you're looking for. Because when your life starts changing in here, the way you see things, your life starts changing out there, the way you see things. And that's my message for you today. I don't have a whole lot more. I got that was my thought this morning for you. I think Instagram has a whole bunch of comments. Yeah, but I'm sorry guys on Instagram. All of a sudden, sometimes Instagram will stop and I can't see the comments coming. I see Eden, I see Vincent. How you guys doing out there? That's my thought for you today. I got nothing more. I got nothing less. But I want to leave it at that. That was my get up on this Monday. And you know what? To be honest, I'm halfway through my 75 hard. I've lost 26.3 pounds. And a lot of people like, Ant, where'd you have 26 pounds to hide? And I'm telling you, man, I got a body that can hold weight somehow. Nowadays, back when I was younger, I couldn't do that. I couldn't hold the weight. now my body says, you're almost 40, bro. You better go ahead and keep this weight on. So now it does. But no, I lost the weight. And to be honest, it was a matter of reprogramming my mentality towards a lot of the different things that I see in my day. Like when I get up, when I go to bed. Here's a perfect example. I love spending time with my wife. And I love spending time with my kids. My kids go to bed at 9. My wife is an owl. She's damn near a vampire, man. She is up in the middle of the night like crazy. I always check the alarm when it's been set. It's like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. She's nuts. And my mentality was, man, I gotta go to bed. When she goes to bed, I gotta get up when she gets up. I gotta be in a rhythm with her. As a mentality, as a mindset. And I thought I had to do that. But it also made me like, I'm a morning guy. Like I like the mornings. I like getting up. I don't, at nighttime, I'm almost useless work-wise. Like my brain doesn't want to do any work at night. If I have to, I will. But man, once I get past like that 6, 7, 8, my brain doesn't want to do anything. Whereas hers, she can start spinning. She's working until 2 in the morning, ticking away, right? The same way I am in the morning. So I reprogram my mindset with this whole 75 hard. It's, you know what? I'm just gonna get up early. I like doing that. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna get up at 5:30 a.m. So I get up at 5:30, sometimes 5. A couple nights 4:30. I don't know. My body just wakes up. But I'll get up, man. I'll get up and start rocking and rolling. I get that quiet time. And here's the unique thing. I am happier in the morning. I'm happier starting the day. I get the kids up. I'm in a better mood. I get more done before everybody else gets up. Than the West Coast, probably the most people get done all day. I get a ton done before this call. I've already, just so you guys know, I've already watched a 45-minute training. I've read a book, not a whole book. I've read sections of a book. I've worked on some emails. I've got some things done before I even got in this call. It's 7:30 in the morning. It's 7:30 a.m. Pacific, right? And I'm gonna get a lot more done before a lot of people get moving. And I'm in a better space. My wife, here's the unique thing. She likes being up at night without me. I like being up in the morning without her. She likes being up at night without me. It adjusts the way we program the mindset. And so now I can get more done. I'm more focused. I'm more productive. I'm more successful at this moment. To be totally honest, I've had a lot more success in little spurts than I had before by just adjusting and reprogramming how I thought about being in line with her. We sleep about the same amount of time, but like our time was good. She gets up about 9 or 10, but at the same time we're up all day together. And then I go to bed about 10. She's up for a few more hours. It just works. And I reprogram that. So now we're both in a good flow and a good tick. So I'm telling you, man, it's a matter of understanding who you are and reprogramming things to fit where you think things should be for your life, individually, for you, without judgment. So take that, use that. I hope it applies in some capacity of your life and helps things work. So important to know which time you're most, same for me. I think I am Simone still. Yeah, knowing when to work is big. I think for me is I found that I like that solitude in the morning. I like getting up and just feeling the day. I love to feel the day. I don't know if you guys do this, but I love just breathing it in, man. It's a brand new day. If I always look at like as a kid, I grew up in foster care, didn't get many presents. Odd transition, but bear with me here. I didn't get many presents growing up as a kid, and so I found that I enjoy the present of the day. Like I have a joyful life. I love who I am. I love who I'm around. I love the people I get to work with. I love what I get to create for the world. And for me, every day genuinely feels like a present I get to open. It's super cool. It's a very grateful space I get to live in. Therefore, I can be in that place of joy. And it really dials into what I'm doing and how I'm showing up. And so knowing my time to work, knowing my feeling, I'm a morning guy. Knowing that, living in that, knowing when I'm most productive. When I'm more productive, I'm more proud of myself. Think about that. When I'm more productive, when I get more done, I'm more proud of myself. And when I'm proud of myself, I'll put more things out at a faster tick, at a higher level. I'll press, I'll create, I'll expand, right? If you don't have that pride for yourself, it's hard to actually get to that space. So being more productive, knowing when you can be more productive and doing that it's a gift you can give to yourself every single day. So that's my message for you guys today. I'm going to take off. God bless you. I don't know what to share with you. I got a bunch of things I can share with you. Oh, here's the one. If you guys are interested in trying to figure out how to actually expand and grow your business, we have a mastermind coming up live in person in the San Francisco Bay Area, March 17, 18, 19. And what we do in those is we take no more than 10 people. I think we have 2 spots left at the moment. And in this mastermind, we come together with great minds and we unpack and simplify and optimize a business. Whether it is you want to, just as you're starting out or you've already been building a business, doesn't matter where you're at. If you're trying to find a way to build to consistency each month for your business. A lot of people have spurts of income and I want to be a speaker, I want to be a coach, I want to be an author, I want to all these little things we want to do. But a lot of people don't have a consistent flow. Like they don't have anything in place first off, and if they do, it's all over the damn place. So what we do is we come here for 3 days and we unpack, and my whole thing is simplify your business down to what simple things you do daily and what few steps, 3 to 4 steps you are optimizing all year long. And if you can optimize these things, your business will not only build and grow, but it'll be consistent as it does so with reliability, which is what you want income-wise. If you're trying to jump out of a job into a business, this is how you do it. You figure out what you got to simplify and optimize. So if you guys are in the space of needing that in any capacity, send me a message. We have 2 spots left. Send me a message that says mastermind. Wherever you find me, could be Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you're watching this, just send a message, type mastermind. I'll give you real quick details of what it is, how it works, what we do, but you will walk away from this event. It's only 10 people, Airbnb, private, just our group. You walk away with a game plan of what I'm doing every day, what I'm optimizing throughout the year. And if you optimize these things at the end of this year, you'll be able to sit back and go, damn, I got a really cool operational business, intact, running smooth. If you want some of that, send me a message. Just say mastermind. All right, you guys, take care. God bless. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care. Christina, send me a message. That way I can make sure I reach out. Just in LinkedIn, just say mastermind and I'll give the details. All right, guys, take care. God bless.